also find y'all online, social media and all those things? Give us a quick rundown, the social media.
It must be the lucky day because, our marketing guru, Tabby's throwing this note at me saying, he just built a coupon code for your listeners. So
what?
He did. He goes, tell these guys if they want something that's I want DaVinci, 20% off site-wide. Whatever they want, they throw I want DaVinci on that, and they get 20% off everything. So I'd say go maximize that thing. DaVinciTech.com. I want DaVinci gets you 20% off everything. So God bless it, man. Go make someone's night special and make a good gift for somebody, or be selfish and lazy.
Yeah, I may just load up and start giving them out for Christmas gifts. It's going to be a lot of cannabis forward gifts this year. And it's because I've found out about these products that do just slap. And they're also because the market can oftentimes be saturated and overkill with, inferior products, and it'll turn you off from quality products. So when someone brought this to my attention and I wanted to give it a whirl, I appreciate you taking the time to kind of elaborate a little bit, because for the listeners at home and for those that maybe visit a dispensary but aren't regulars in a dispensary, they may not know the intricacies about this. But for our regular listeners, or for the active or the avid cannabis user, they probably want to know a little bit more details about why the bang is worth the buck, or the bang is worth the buck. I said that right. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm obviously biased. I'll stand up on any soapbox and tell anybody we are the absolute best vaporizer in the market, period. I don't even know who second place would be. People hear about PAX because they're a company that spends a lot of money and they've been funded out of the VCs of the Bay Area, but we kick their ass. We have got a much better machine with much better material science. I'm old school, man. I build things bomb-proof. We just went up to my bar to hit was go build the best. And when I build the best, I go out to best myself, because there's no one even in my second place on this. And I'm thinking it, I'm building it, I'm taking ownership of it. This isn't like we've got 15 departments and, a bunch of undisconnected engineers. We've got, stoner and inventor and engineer all kind of at the table breaking bread together.
And I think it shows in the product that you are, bringing, outside minds, instead of just having the nerds from Stanford or something of that nature handling this. It is, user friendly, and you're tailoring this specifically to those exact people you just mentioned, those cannabis users that want the premier experience and the preferred healthier way to, I guess you call it medicine, I call it my walking medicine, just to get me up and going. I call
it my go slow medicine, actually.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for sure.
Well,
but that does lead me to our last question, and I kind of gave this one to you, but most of our listeners know what's coming. It's the Last Supper question of the week, and it's actually brought to you today by, where's the ad read? Ripple Quick Sticks. They have the new Ripple Quick Sticks, 10 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 1-to-1s with CBD, all of them on the shelves now, and 10 milligrams CBD as well. I don't know why I'm able to do that, but teach their own. They hit you in 10 minutes. They'll hit you. They have flavor. You can put them right on the tongue. Enjoy them. Buy them anywhere. Check out Live Well, Lightshade, all those places they got you. Denver, Colorado, obviously, is who I'm speaking of. But check out Stillwater Edibles. They'll tell you exactly where you can find those locations. All right. So the Last Supper question of the night. It's your last meal, and you can have 3 people, dead or alive, join you at this supper, but they cannot be friends or family. Who would the people be? And what are we eating that night?
Oh, gosh. Well, I wrote down 6, but I picked 3 here. So,
okay. If you wanted to go, maybe if one of the 3 suck, I'll tell you, and then we can pivot into the alternate.
You can pivot. Well, I wanted an old school, something, and then something new school, and something brilliant. So out of the old school, I was choosing between Jesus, Socrates, or Caesar, right? I actually picked Caesar.
That's a great one. I actually haven't heard of Caesar that's been answered on this. That's our first Julius Caesar.
Someone who ruled the cruel world back in the dark ages of, how was it really? You see these Hollywood things and they're in makeup and picking grapes off of, beautiful Buxmas, chambermaidens. I don't think it was so pretty back then. I think their dental work probably sucked. Their hygiene sucked. But anyways, I'd like to sit down with Caesar for part of the meal. And then I had 2 other names. I thought one was MLK, Martin Luther King. I thought just, someone who was dedicated to change in the world and how that plight was. And then third one was someone of a great brilliance. I wrote down Einstein. He's on our walls here. We have posters of him around. We take a lot of inspiration from someone that, dared to go against the norm, that thought out of the box and continues to, his legacy of thought continues to challenge the scientists of today. So yeah, Caesar.
I
MLK,
like that. That's a pretty good table. You could have some interesting conversations. There'd be a slight language barrier, but not too terribly bad.
Well, probably we end up rolling a spliff, and Martin and Einstein and myself might get really high. We'd probably kick Caesar out to the back house. We probably wouldn't like him after a while.
I think LSD was a regular thing in the Einstein world. I'm just throwing that out there. From rumors I heard, it was around. Maybe you could get real weird with it.
Mushrooms have been. I think a lot of the visions of past leaders came out of, they were out in the fields and ate some mushroom and bammo. There came the next philosophy to follow.
I couldn't agree more. Well, what would the meal be?
I think we'd let MLK check. We'd go some good old soul food. Just some good old soul food would keep everybody happy and just, sitting in their chair.
You know what? You're playing to my heartstrings there. As a Southerner, I do prefer soul food. So everything, God damn, I miss those hearty meals. And in Denver, it's a little bit harder to get that kind of cuisine than it is everywhere else. But, oh well, that's a great call, though. I don't even know what I would tee off on first, but I would partake in that meal. So well done. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank
Cort,
you. I enjoyed being with you too. I'm halfway through my vape and a good shot of whiskey, and
bada bing. Hopefully, it's a productive afternoon for y'all. We'll make sure to paint y'all in the prettiest light as possible. Our editing is not very good, so usually it just kind of looks like. So we're one through guys, but we do appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Thanks for breaking down the IQ2. And for our listeners at home, obviously go check out DaVinci. What's y'all's social media or what's y'all's website?
DaVinci Tech.
Go to DaVinciTech.com. We're sitting here talking and smoking on the IQ2. It's just pretty much the cream of the crop. It's high. It's very, it's pretty in depth and technical.
It's the Bugatti of vaporizers.
There it is. That's the term.
Your neighbor's pen. Yeah.
It is definitely, it's fine tuned, especially for the cannabis user. So I do appreciate you coming on and talk a little bit more in detail about it. And for our listeners at home, if you want to try this out, go check out the website, get yours ordered, or check out your local glass shop. Until next week, we say stay hungry, stay thirsty. Cort, we appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, Kip. Enjoy.
Have a great evening. Cheers.
Peace.